Mighty Number 9. It's a bit of a sore spot for many Mega Man fans. As many of you know, it was a Mega Man successor of sorts that was...
Spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual successor of sorts by the... kind of the torchbearer for Mega Man at Capcom for many years, Kaiji Inafune, who started Concept. Very successful Kickstarter to get this game rolling, and it was completely mismanaged, and the game itself came out and there were technical issues on some of the versions of the game. The communication going out about the game was handled very poorly. The trailer for the game had a very infamous line that said, "You'll make the enemies cry." I want to say it's like, "Make the enemies cry like an anime fan on prom night," when the game has an anime look to it.
What?
And you're making fun of anime fans in the trailer for the game, which looks like anime. Anyway, it was a big deal. A lot of people...
I gotta watch this after.
The Sonic Twitter account trolled the game.
When Sonic...
Yes.
When Sonic
Indeed.
trolls you, you know there's you
bad.
goofed. Yeah.
The explosions looked like pizza, so I think the Sonic Twitter account took the photoshopped out the explosions and just put like pepperoni pizzas everywhere instead, because they looked bad. So, needless to say, this is probably the final nail in the coffin of this very sad and drawn out tale. One of the Kickstarter stretch goals, I think there were stretch goals, or maybe they were just normal goals. All I know is with Kickstarter, the more money you raise, like, you typically will put out stretch goals and say like, hey, if we make this much money, this is what we'll do at that level. And I want to say it met all of its goals, like everything, and the goals were all the stretch goals were basically like, if we reach this point, we'll release it on this system or these two systems. Mm-hmm. And one of the goals were 3DS and Vita ports of this game. Well, apparently, I didn't even know this was happening, but so the Vita port was canceled a long time ago, and of course people cite, oh, well, the Vita's dead. Even though they're still making games for it, to me, that's not a dead system if you're still making games for it. But anyway, but also
although the Vita's gonna be dead soon because Soulja Boy just came out with his...
Nope, I don't care about Soulja Boy. Let the rest of you two talk about...
I'm always trying to work Soulja Boy into the podcast, and you always shut me down.
Always?
In the past few weeks, I don't know.
3DS, though. A lot of people were holding out hope for some reason, because I guess people wanted a 3DS version of this game.
Even though it wasn't good in its other versions.
Well, some people enjoy it. To be honest, like there were.
I'd probably like it.
The game does have its followings. Apparently, Mega Man 11 is far and away a much better game, though.
Go figure.
But you can't play that on Vita or 3DS anyway. So there you go. So if you're a 3DS owner, you might have been hankering for some brand new Mega Man action. Well, apparently now you're officially not going to get that. Here's what I found on Destructoid.com. Apparently the Nintendo of Europe website has removed the listing for Mighty Number 9 for 3DS, and even though it's apparently still listed on the North American Nintendo website, so that's strange. But that happens a lot. I remember there was a Dragon Ball GT game for the Game Boy Advance that never came out, and I literally checked that page. I want to say it was on GameSpot. I would keep going back to it over and over again because it kept saying like to be announced as the release date. I think it was like 3 years after it was supposed to come out. I was still checking out. I was just like, just cue the Peanuts Charlie Brown music, walking home sadly, and that's kind of how I felt for a while. So that game never happened. So I'm aware, especially when this is what I hate about Kickstarters, and how creators can abuse Kickstarter. How you're not bound somehow from you're not bound to create what you promise to create, what you say you're going to do. Even though you reach your goals, you get all that money, and then you just turn around and you say, yeah, the thing we said we're going to do with this money, we're just not going to do. It's crazy. Here's a bit of another wrinkle to this whole story, already full of wrinkles. Level 5, which is a good developer that makes good games. They've made the Ni no Kuni games. I like White Knight Chronicles, which was developed by Level 5. Dark Cloud was a series on PS2 that a lot of people like. They made those. They also developed a couple of Dragon Quest games as well. So very respected Japanese developer. They own Concept now. So, and they've owned them for a while. So this cancellation of the 3DS port was at the behest. It had to have been at Level 5's direction. So what's going on?
Yeah.
Like if you absorb a company and you have a debt, which arguably they do because they did put on their Kickstarter goal that we will develop a 3DS version of this, they're just not going to do it now. So that not only speaks poorly of Kaiji Inafune's team of Concept, it speaks poorly of Level 5 as a developer. Because, like, look, you took this over. You, like it or not, you inherit all that baggage from that company.
Kickstarter is weird, man. You can just, like, promise all kinds of stuff and...
and you don't have to return any money.
It's strange.
It's insane. I guess you only have to deliver on that initial goal.
Yeah.
And the stretch goals are optional, apparently.
I guess so.
This is why I honestly think at some point, if it hasn't already started, I think Kickstarter projects for especially indie games is just people aren't gonna trust them anymore.
Yeah.
Apparently Red Ash was another game that they were going to be developing, which was kind of like Mega Man Legends 3, but like a spiritual successor to a canceled game. But it's basically Mega Man Legends 3 with no Mega Man characters in it.
Doesn't that sound great, Steven?
Yeah, great idea. I was not interested in that. But they like started that Kickstarter before they even finished the Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9.
Did the goal get reached?
I think so.
Oh.
But that's it. It's like fool me once, shame on me. It's like I don't think you're gonna fool gamers a second time.
But they can still make it.
Are they? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they got I don't even know the story on that one. I haven't followed that as closely as this, but all I can say is Concept and Kaiji Inafune, he's probably, if he's not done, it's going to take a lot of effort on his part to get the goodwill back, because there's a lot of diehard Mega Man fans that are pretty irritated with him right now. I would say he's probably less popular than Capcom is, because Capcom is actually giving a hoot. Their Resident Evil 2 remake's coming out very, 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 very soon. They did Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
They're doing Devil May Cry 5. Like, they're doing the things that fans have wanted them to do for years. What's Kaiji Inafune doing? Well, he's taking your money and he's not giving you a product.
Now they just need to make Mega Man Legends 3.
Yes, they do. Please do it. Please do it. You don't need Kaiji Inafune, apparently, because a lot of people like Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
So you don't need him to make a Mega Man game. Please make it.